Hi guys, you're back with us, Beaver Sun Garage. So this guy's YouTube channel right here it is, MACH0, and looks like they got a big M and a it's a big M now, big capital M looks like now, small A, a small C, small H, and a zero because that's what these guys are zeros. So they stole 14 of my videos off my YouTube channel, so you can scroll here and see them all. And there's look at them. And every one of them, they got some shitty comments, Poor kid, had the bad groceries for 2 weeks, ain't got nothing. The beginning, no, that was almost the end, you idiots. That was a wreck I was in. So they just keep reposting our videos. So because they're bringing up some pretty cool old videos, we're going to show them. Thanks there, Jeff Bro.
Alright guys, we're back for another installment.
Wait a minute. I'm going to turn down the audio because the audio we don't want to hear dickhead Dave and his little bitch ass boy Jeffro. We don't want to hear their mouths. So we'll mute their audio. And you guys will hear from us on this video what happened. So here this is a year ago in the shop at Wilson's Auto and Truck in Bethel, Ohio. And this truck right there was in Bay 1 and had a gas leak. And the guy in Bay 2, Bay over, next bay over, was using a torch to cut down some exhaust. Well, at the same time as he was cutting the exhaust down, a clamp fell that was molten metal, and slag blew across the floor. Well, at that particular time, the heater in the garage kicked on, and it blew air across the floor in the shop. And of course, it picked up them fuel vapors, and it ignited that truck. I extinguished 8 fire extinguishers, every one in the shop, trying to put that thing out in Bay 1. And meanwhile, the guys I work with all banded around me because they knew I was in a life and death struggle with this fire. And they all know me well that I was not going to give up. And I would probably be burned alive, trying to keep the shop from being burnt down. And the guys around me all got together and they got a chain and a truck out there. And they drugged that thing out of Bay 1. You can see that's where all the powder is in Bay 1, and that's where I was fighting the fire at. So that's what happened. It's not because of somebody smoking, careless smoking. No, this guy's an idiot. It's because it was an accident. There was a fuel leak on Bay 1 in that truck, and the guy in Bay 2 was using a torch to cut down some exhaust. And it was my boss even said it was a perfect storm. The furnace kicked on, and when it did, it blew nice hot air at the bottom of the floor across that gas leak, across that bottom of that truck. And it blew that fumes over in the Bay 2. And about that time, my dude dropped a muffler clamp. And when it hit, that slag came down from that torch from cutting that metal, melted metal, and it ignited the fuel and ignited the vapors. And there you go. So I battled this thing with all my heart, all my soul, and everything I had, and went through 8 fire extinguishers. And I was not even in that bay. I was down the other end of the shop, and I heard it go. I heard the flame. I heard it, and I ran down there and grabbed the fire extinguishers from the tire shop. I was basically in the what they call the tire department. I was in the tire department when that fire happened, and I grabbed the fire extinguisher from the tire department, and went down there and started battling that fire. And my boss called me a hero for, fighting that fire. And he at one point, Mr. Scott Wilson had got in the truck to unhook some stuff and take the truck out of gear. And when he came out, he was on fire. And I put the boss out. Yeah. By the time he did that, I was out of fire extinguishers, and he had a water hose, and I took the water hose from him. And he took it out of gear. And then when he came out of that thing, his pants was on fire, his shoes and everything. He was burning, and I put the boss out. I'll never forget it. He praised me for my my work and my work ethics, and how I fought that with everything I had. And of course, what he didn't know, he found out later. My father And my mother's father was the fire inspector for Procter and Gamble. So it was in my blood, you know, to fight fires. You know, that's you can't you can't breathe that into somebody. It was already there. Look at that. Yeah, they ran out of foam, and their foam machine had a hole in the hose, so they ended up using water. Well, I was using water and fire extinguishers before they showed up, and I turned the fire over to them. Once they showed up, I fought that fire, and I was praised by the fire department. The chief of the fire department came to me and told me, he says, "Man, you got a lot of balls, dude. You got a lot of balls." I said, yeah, well, you know, it's bred in me. My grandfather was a fire inspector for Procter and Gamble, so I fought this, and till which time the fire department showed up, and then I let them take over because that's their job, and I was already done because I had no more fire extinguishers. That's the only thing that was really knocking the flames down was a powder fire extinguisher, and they showed up with a foam machine on their fire truck, and like I said, they had a hole in the hose. Then they had to resort to the water, and the water just spread the fire. Instead of putting the fire out, and it's a gas fire, and you don't want to use water on a gas fire, and that's why it flamed up like that. They just about burned the boss's, there's my boss right there, to the left there, in the blue uniform. It about burned his GTO up sitting out there. All right, there's that. All right, guys, so that was a 5-minute blast from the past, and we appreciate you guys watching. Come back and see some more footage of the past videos, and we'll see you in the next one, son. What do you say?
Like, share, tag, follow, subscribe,
Like, tag, share, follow,
and don't forget to ring that bell.
ring that bell,
And we'll see you on the next Beaver and Son Garage.
and check out Jamie Phillips,
Oh, and also check out Jamie Phillips, Action Auto Parts, and
Scott's Speed Shop,
Scott's Speed Shop.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye for now.
He said bye for now, guys. So there's another one of his films. He just keeps, you know, stealing videos of, you know, of us, you know, one of our films that he keeps stealing and trying to call him his. He's a piece of shit. Guys, go to that channel and report it for, you know, stealing, you know, thieving, you know, basically cyber attacking somebody's YouTube channel. He can do this to you guys too. So don't forget, you know, report him. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.